Hello everyone, my name is Michel Ndaishimi. I'm an IT engineer from 2011. I'm a social entrepreneur 5 years ago and a for-profit IT business company owner, and the Hague Academy for Local Governance past course participant for multi-level water governance firm. As a social entrepreneur, Entreplan Knowledge Program is a group of volunteers committed to sustainable development. Powered by Entreplan Company, a for-profit business, it has to provide them with the social resources necessary for their mission and entrepreneurship training resources for their own personal development in terms of creating value. Our social entrepreneurship has opted for the involvement of the diaspora in its program to promote entrepreneurship for co-development in order to benefit from social capital to lighten the burden of challenges related to citizen awareness, time and effort, and thus well-serve the targeted community. This is in the same perspective that our organization is forging partnership relations with other national or international organizations to increase the impact of its social resources. For a resilient socio-ecological transition at the local level, establishment of an information system framework on water management for sustainable and eco-resilient development is the mission of the organization on the one hand. On the other hand, an inclusive education for gender equality and social inclusion for sustainable family stability. So for an increased human development index and an image of an innovative country as our vision, actions must be carried out in the interest of poor citizens for their empowerment. As initiative, the problem we are addressing is why does a country which has many assets for its agricultural development experiences food insecurity? Our organization being committed to sustainable management of water resources, the sub-cause of water governance to solve the problem we are addressing is non-efficient and effective management of water resources. Although our country has many assets for agricultural development, climate change poses a serious threat to equitable and sustainable economic growth, poverty reduction, and human security. So it is always the best time to join others for setting conditions that enable the building differently for the future. In that perspective, we need to implement a process that can serve as a model for the mitigation measures and management of risks associated with climate change, depending on local responses to conquer food insecurity and to improve social justice. As a project supervisor, I must ensure and contribute to the creation of a society which protects water resources, the natural environment, especially forests and wetlands threatened with extinction, and which maintains harmony between ecosystems and human activities. For a local resilience and adaptation, arranging everything locally will give work in the area of stakeholder participation and delegation. This really needs citizen awareness, time and effort. The drive towards arranging more things locally also has a financial component, and the more the people are involved in the way water and related works are being managed, the more chance there is for transparency and trust. The population at the lowest possible level are the first to benefit from our program. There are many needs to be improved. In terms of administrative organization, there is a need of transition from highly centralized to decentralized and more action towards social equity by local government in terms of improved water household services, and this is why we need to bridge the science policy interface gaps. On the other hand, in terms of planning, there is a need for both short-term and long-term plans to improve the drinking water situation. This is to mean that there is a play for more local involvement towards better water services, and this complies with the subsidiarity. My organization has an objective of addressing paradigm shift as an approach, and on the other hand, water awareness and efficient land use, and thereby allow for awareness, fostering adaptation on the one hand, and allow for human development and reduce the negative impacts on the environment. In addition, we are trying to introduce metropolitan governance strategies into urban planning. This third objective came into play because in my home country there is a lack of long-term planning strategies. This minimises the sustainability of ecosystem which underpin the water cycle services. So your organization, scholars program, or donation for any organization committed to capacity building is an appropriate opportunity for us to strengthen knowledge, awareness, and reinforcement of any member of the organization. First, he should share the gained experience with other members to address changes in behaviors and actions resulting from new understandings, address social and gender disparities in terms of equitable access to and control of resources, benefits, cost, and decision-making between men and women, encourage the improvement of local plant species and varieties maintained by smallholder farmers and their communities, recognizing the central role of women. Sensitize all stakeholders to solutions by nature, such as ecosystem-based mitigation, ecosystem-based adaptation, and ecosystem-based natural risk reduction. Understand the interconnected factors shaping the aspirations of men and women, and their capacity to adapt is critical for designing, implementing, and monitoring effective and appropriate adaptation measures. Be aware of the adoption of relevant capacity building, monitoring, and evaluation tools. As expected result, it is inspiring to see so many people driving action and devoting their time to the cause of water security on the one hand, and gender equality and social inclusion on the other hand. This is relevant to all local organizations working to improve water security and deal with such challenging issues, gender equality and social inclusion, through inclusive education, and to establish a strong legacy for new knowledge, outputs, skills, and networks. In addition, awareness of interactions between economic efficiency, social equity, and sustainable development, which translates into the key role of the balance through governance equilibrium, should allow for effective science policy interface and further enable the improvement of economic systems and the change of individuals' behavior, in addition to setting framework for new regulatory requirements. Thank you.